Thank you. Well, I guess a lot of you know I'm an East Tennessee boy. This is more information than you require, but I was conceived in North Carolina and born in Tennessee. So I'm bilingual. I grew up in Morristown, Tennessee, just, 30-some miles up the road. Went to the only high school we had in the county at that time, Morristown High School, and I'm going to be back there this evening doing a concert in my hometown. We do a concert there every year. It was a great place to grow up because there were people there that really cared about what was going on. One of them being the wonderful principal of our high school, Mr. Charlie Strange. Now, Charlie was great. I remember one Wednesday afternoon, me and several of my compadres thought that perhaps we could learn more about life at Speck's Billiard Emporium than we could in health class. So we had made the decision to go down to the pool room and find out if we couldn't find out what we needed to find out down there. So we went down there, and we were in the very back. Now, Speck's Billiard Emporium was one of those long rooms, it had about 10 tables in it, and the back 3 were snooker tables, and we were back there on the snooker tables because snooker was 15 cents a cue, and as bad as we were at the sport, we could make 15 cents last about 3 hours, so we were back there getting our money's worth. Now, the back door of Speck's was a big oak thing. It was about 4 inches thick, weighed about as much as, a good-sized Chevrolet truck. 3 steep steps going up and into the alley, and, of course, that's where we entered and left the pool room because you didn't want to walk out the front door. Because if you did, sure as you did, your mother would walk out of Frill's drugstore at that very same instant. So there we are in the back, and we're all gathered around the snooker table, and suddenly somebody looks up and said, uh-oh, and we looked, and there was Charlie Strange, the principal of Morristown High School, walking in the front door of the pool room. Well, immediately 7 of us were standing on 3 concrete steps, and the front one trying to pull the door open. And he said, get back, we can't get the door open unless y'all get back. So we had sense enough to back up just enough so Joe Pearson could open the back door of Speck's Billiard Emporium. Meanwhile, here comes Charlie Strange walking down the aisle acting like he hadn't seen any of this going on. Well, about that time, Joe Pearson got the back door opened, and we were looking directly down the aisle of the Morristown High School activities bus. The back door of the bus being opened and the bus being backed up to the back door of Speck's Billiard Emporium, and there was the truant officer sitting in the driver's seat saying, move right on to the front, boys, we've got plenty of room. Well, now that same principal of Morristown High School, Charlie Strange, that same man, every first Monday of the month was Mule Day at the Morristown, Hamlin County stockyards. And every first Monday of the month, I'd be down there for the horse sale. And I would see Charlie Strange down there at the horse sale on Monday too. And when I would walk in Tuesday morning and have to go to the office and get my slip of paper to get me back into the school, I'd walk into Charlie's office. He'd say, did you trade for anything worthwhile? I say, I got this XX case. He said, good looking knife, let me write you an excuse. Because he knew that you could learn more down there every first Monday about life than you were going to learn sitting in health class. I had my Rayovac flashlights, and I had Huckleberry Finn, and I was reading underneath the cover when about that time my mama walked in, and I knew I was in for trouble. I knew I'd have to pay the price. Then she said, son, show me what you're reading. And When she left the room, she turned on my light. Here's to the ones who show us how it's done, 'cause they don't see the world in black and white. Here's to the ones who aren't afraid to let us run and let our imaginations take flight. Here's to the ones who shine the light. I had this teacher back in high school, junior English at 8 a.m. One morning I was late for class, 'cause my guitar sounded so good in the gym. And I knew I was in for trouble, but it turned out I was wrong. Well, everybody else was writing poems. My assignment was to write a song. Here's to the ones who show us how it's done, 'cause they don't see the world in black and white. Here's to the ones who aren't afraid to let us run and let our imaginations take flight. Here's to the ones who shine the light. I make my living telling stories and singing songs like this one here. And I used to play in places where they'd tell me that ain't what we want to hear. But then I married me an angel, and she said, "Son, your barroom days are through." And now I travel around the country, singing songs and telling tales to folks like you. Here's to the ones who show us how it's done, 'cause they don't see the world in black and white. Here's to the ones who aren't afraid to let us run and let our imaginations take flight. Here's to the ones who shine the light, and they'll shine it tonight.